Once you achieve your fitness goals, what type of person do you see yourself as physically? What will you be able to do that you aren't able to do now? How will your physical size or ability be different? You know, when I was a young kid, I used to love to watch basketball. I still do, actually. And I remember growing up in the ACC, I watched the University of North Carolina, UNC, Duke, UVA, the University of Virginia, and all the other ACC teams battle it out on TV. And during the commercial breaks, I would run outside our backyard and I'd pretend that I had the ball and the last shot as the game clock approached 0 before the buzzer went off in my head. And I'm not kidding when I tell you that my first basketball goal was a tomato basket with the bottom cut out and nailed to a telephone pole that ran through our backyard. No backboard. Later my father and my uncle built me a goal that still stands today, as a matter of fact, at that old house. But little did I know that those dreams of playing basketball on a college court in the ACC would take me through getting cut from the JV team in my first year of high school, to later playing JV in the next year, and then 2 years on the varsity team in high school, and ultimately walking on to a JV basketball team at the University of Virginia. And I wasn't a superstar by any means, but I think back to the power of that vision that I had as a young boy and how it materialized later in life. Belief is strong. Vision boards work because we can see our future selves. Let me give you another example. I have no idea what made me think that I, a non-swimmer, someone who had never ridden on a bicycle for any distance, and who could literally count on one hand the number of times I'd run more than 6 miles in my life, why I could even have a chance of completing an Ironman distance triathlon consisting of a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and a full 26 mile marathon. I can tell you that neither my physical ability nor my belief in this goal was something that came overnight. My first goal was to complete a shorter Olympic distance. Actually, I started with a sprint distance triathlon, then went on to Olympic distance. And I was competing on one in a race in 2011, on September the 11th, to commemorate my father, who had recently passed. His birthday was on September 11th. And that started with learning to swim. And I did that by purchasing a DVD that I would watch at 4:30 in the morning and then go to the pool at the gym that opened at 5, and I would practice. And I gradually increased the number of miles that I could ride on my bike, and I gradually increased the number of miles I was able to run. And after completing that shorter triathlon, I tried a half marathon or half Ironman and then a full Ironman. And my goals and how I saw myself continued to change and push me to the next goal. But without belief, none of that happens. So what is your physical goal? Once you think about that, ask yourself, what type of person do you need to be to meet that goal? You reach your goals by starting with who you are and working on your change. Think about who you want to become, and then determine what you need to do to become that person. That will frame how you manage the time, energy, and abilities you already have. Be, do, have. Who do I want to be? What do I need to do? And how can I use what I have to get there?